Hello and welcome to Scandinavian Report. My name is Axel Petur Axelsson. I want to talk a little bit about the situation in Europe and the world actually, with a special focus on Europe. We have now the beginning of a Bilderberg meeting in Dresden, Germany. And of course, Dresden was firebombed in the Second World War. And there is a clear sign of a police state there, where people with cameras and video cameras are being searched and asked for papers and stuff like that. And of course, we have seen a series of false flags and a huge military build-up in Europe on the premise of external foe. This is like pages ripped out of old science fiction visions, how George Orwell and other people saw the future. But it's a little bit difficult to get, even if you watch the mainstream media or the conspiracy media, it's a little bit difficult to see the whole picture. And I think the missing link is the vision that Europe is occupied and has been occupied since Second World War. So, like we know, history is written by the victors of war, and history is a group of lies everybody agrees on. So the big lie of the Second World War was that Europe was somehow freed from some power. And if you look at the context of the Second World War and the history of Europe, and the constant wars fought by NATO and co, there has never been a year of peace in the world from Second World War, which was supposed to be the war of all wars, to end all wars. But that has not happened. And the NATO in Brussels is a occupying force in Europe. The Marshall help, where they spread money all over Europe, was an occupying action to get European nation in debt. So, and the European Union is a administrative side of this military occupation. That's one of the reasons you have been seeing attacks on Iceland and the government of Iceland. And the groups in Iceland, the political groups who has totally refused to go into European Union. So this external foe, everybody has been told about, the ISIS and the Russians and the boogeyman and the spooky men. It has nothing to do with outside threat. It has to do with reoccupying Europe. Now, Brexit, the British people, or the elite in Britain, in UK, are saying we are going to step away from this occupation. Yesterday, Sweden made an agreement with America about some military cooperation, and it looks like these forces that occupied Europe in the Second World War are losing grip. They are losing power over Europe. So now they need to, with a military force, to reinforce their military strongholds. And I think it's quite important that Europeans and the world realize the situation. And the way they will perform this war, the Third World War, but Europeans think they are the whole world, but there has been war all over the world all of the time. And the people claiming that someone is preparing to attack them are the same people who have been waging war all over the world. So most people with more than 3 brain cells are starting to see through the lies. And we can imagine, if we take Russia, for example, if Russia would start putting military bases in Mexico, in Cuba, and all South America, they would start building up military bases, rocket bases, and stuff like that. And then they would say America is attacking Russia by building up fences on their side of the border. This is ludicrous. These lies are so transparent today. But like I say, you have to be really brain damaged not to see through them. So we can see in Paris, France, there is a military law. We can see how they are using the refugees to move forces to all over Europe. And we can see the virus, Zika virus, and the biological aspect of it. They are spraying over Europe poison like there is no tomorrow. And I'm afraid they will use the virus excuse. They will tell there is a virus outbreak, and then they need an excuse to process people. And that's how it has always been done. But there is, thank God, there is some problems with this execution of this plan. We see the Bilderberg meetings are today common knowledge. We can see that some groups of people are waking up. They are saying Sweden wants to go out of the EU. Spain wants to go. Everybody wants to leave EU because nobody likes to be militarily occupied. And you can see the European Parliament has no power. It's appointed military leaders or bureaucrats of the military industrial complex who are running the show. And there is no democracy in the European Union. None. Nada. Not at all. So the European Union is a mixture of the worst from a Bolshevik and the worst from fascist rule and tyranny mixed together in this strange cabal that the European Union is. And the Congress of Europe, the European Parliament, or what you want to call this circus, they don't even have the right to make the law. It's the bureaucrats who have to put law into the parliament. And this is a circus. And I'm sorry, maybe I'm disrespecting circus with comparing this crap to that, because circus actually is an honest business, and this is not. Also, it's interesting how Russia has your military force in Syria, and they are pounding on the mercenaries in Syria, which are, some of them are working for NATO, and some of them are working for corporations and funds and foundations. So there is like a corporate military running around committing war crimes. So this is gonna be an interesting turn of events, which lies in front of us. Some people are saying this will all happen before 4th of November, before they change president in America. Nobody knows. We saw they are basically telling us that they will have false flags on the European football field. They are basically telling it right out. There will be false flags there. The military occupiers of Europe are saying that. And of course, if we go to the roots of NATO and this military industrial complex, this is still the Roman army running around, all their logos and their graffiti is from the Roman Empire. So other people have talked more about it than me. But this looks like that there is going to be attempt to reoccupy Europe. So it's very important for Europeans not to be played like suckers again. Not soccer, but suckers. And European people have to smart up a lot, because I see maybe 80-90% of people are heavily brainwashed by propaganda, and they repeat everything from the propaganda media, military media. So that is a little bit scary. And we have to be careful of the traps that are being placed for us, like the Muslim trap and everything. If you can feel in your bones that someone is breeding you to hate some other group of people, then you are working for the military war that is which is being pushed now. If you cannot see the people of other religion or other types of people than exactly you, then you are feeding the war, and everybody loses in the war except the military business. So don't fall in the military trap. And It is the most important thing in war is heart and mind of the people, because without people there is no war. And with a lot of violent, stupid people, it's very easy to make war happen. So it is important that we educate ourselves. There's a lot of great channels on YouTube talking about this, or the alternative media, over to the conspiracy media. And please look at this information with an open mind, because the people who are working from home with no support are more trustworthy than corporation involved in the war business. So thank you for visiting me here on Scandinavian Report. I haven't been doing many English videos lately. I've been busy in my life and I have done Icelandic videos. But please share my channel and support me if you can. And until next time, thank you very much.